Good afternoon, fellow traders. Hey, it's Black Coffee Trader coming at you on a Tuesday. I think today is Tuesday. Yeah, February 10th. As normal, I'm confused on what day of the week it is. But man, what a yucky day we had today. Down a couple $1,000 across 10 of the accounts. I only traded the 5 Apex accounts and then the 5 take profit traders. But really the play today for me, I was really looking for PDH break and retest high above those PDHs on several of the indices. And it simply didn't work. I only had one winning trade today, probably overtraded a little bit on the Apex accounts. But anyway, and I had an unfortunate incident with getting reverse position after I walked away, came back a couple hours later, and I was in a trade. Luckily, it was a winning trade, but this one account, I can't place a trade. I didn't hit my daily stop or daily loss limit that I've got set, so not really sure what's going on there. Excuse me. Anyway. So let's just dive in. Really on a day where we had some nasty price action. This market was just not going anywhere. The bulls looked to be in control this morning, but we couldn't break these highs. There's the NASDAQ. There's ES, kind of the same thing, really choppy through that PDH area. The Dow Jones, this was one I regretted a little bit. I really thought about taking this long this morning. As we broke, let me just zoom over here a little bit. As we broke above this all-time high, the previous all-time high, I didn't think the retest was quite where I wanted it to take that, but boy, that was a missed opportunity. So anyway, is what it is. Sometimes you miss those. And then the Russell, this was where I really kind of got hurt today on my take profit accounts. I didn't have a winning trade until the afternoon, but right here I was, taking a break and retest long, getting stopped out a couple of times, took a short right here, got stopped out break even, took another long right here, and this is the one that's wild. This is just wild. I still have no explanation for this. So here's the entry, and my stop was right here. Right there is where my stop was at. And all at once, it closed this trade at this spot right there. You tell me why. I have no idea why. It would be different if it would have taken me out here, and I don't see price there. That means that as I'm trading on a micro contract on the Russell, that because this is the actual Russell chart, that on the micros chart it would have wicked, but that didn't happen. And what was crazy is at this point, after it closed me out before it even really hit my stop loss, and I really have no idea why it did this. I was like, you know what, I'm walking away. This is done. I had other things to do, so I shut the charts down, walked away. I didn't come back until the afternoon, later in the afternoon, somewhere down in here, and I noticed that these bottom 4 accounts are in a trade. These bottom 4 accounts are short and are in profit by like $50. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just an error, and I just hit the close all button. And yeah, I was actually in a reverse position, and right there, it closed that trade out for profit across accounts 91, 92, 93, and 94. So, okay. And when I noticed then that right here, this is where that stop was. When price came back down to that area, it put me in a reverse position on the bottom 4 accounts, but it did not put me in a reverse position on the leader account. And now for the rest of the day, I couldn't trade the leader account. And for some reason, it's not showing up on my quant guard. So this is just crazy. I have no idea what's going on with this on Apex. But as you can see, there's all of my Apex, my 20, what should be 20 Apex accounts. But number 90 is missing. It goes 91, 92, down here to 99, and then starts here at 100, down to 109. But number 90 should be right here, and that account is missing. So I didn't blow it. Still got 600 in drawdown, so I don't know what's going on. I really don't know. There's today. We'll come back to that here in a minute. But anyway, just crazy. I don't know. No explanation. So after I got out of that trade, and then I was just kind of assessing the market today. As I was gone, obviously we had this move up, and we had a big drop. And really, there was not the greatest of entries on the Russell right there. I mean, it was kind of an entry as we broke below the PDH, but wasn't a really good setup for me. I wouldn't have probably taken it whether it had been here or not. But anyway, we dipped down here and kind of double bottomed. And when I noticed this double bottom and this little reclaim, I thought, man, I'm going to take this long. We're holding this. We're probably going to go higher. And so that was the only winning trade I had. This was on the bottom 4 accounts. So those accounts are down like 240, 250. The top account's down 375. And then got stopped out, basically break even on that last contract there. And then we proceeded to just kind of roll over. So that was the day. On Take Profit Trader, I did take a couple trades on. I took an early morning break and retest, a really nice setup that just simply didn't play. Really nice setup here, and we had that big wick down, took me out there. And then here in the afternoon, I was doing the same thing as we dipped down into this area. We have kind of a double bottom there, and I thought, well, this reclaim is going to work, and obviously it didn't work here like it did on the Dow Jones, on the Russell, and we continued to bleed lower on ES, and I did take another loss and put those accounts down $159, which is no big deal. So you're going to have that. It was just a day where, the setups just weren't working. Like, for example, take a look at this one on ES. This was one I took in the morning. I almost took this right here, where we had this little pre-market high, and then the opening, the first couple minutes of market open high, we had retested it right there when we failed to break above PDH. I almost took that, didn't take it. We had that sharp move up. We consolidated again. And if I zoom in here a little bit closer, you can see here, I'm looking for a break and several wicks holding around a key level like this. And look at how clean this was. And here we had sellers trying to push down. We had a buyer stepping in or buyer stepping in. I went long, and we immediately had this rollover. So it is, all you can do is say, hey, it's just, sometimes that happens. And that was a very similar setup that we had, or a very similar situation that we had on the NASDAQ. That's where I took the first trade this morning on my Apex accounts. And that again, was a really nice setup. It just, we caught, whatever that move was, I got caught in it right there. We were holding above, a little bit wicky there, but we were holding cleanly. I liked it. This was actually green when I took the entry, and we just immediately, dipped down and took me out. So anyway, it was just one of those days. It was a day where, it was just kind of ugly price action this morning. So we'll see where this thing goes going forward. Again, the Dow Jones has definitely been outperforming the other indices. Today we had that move up, and we've fallen right back in here into the previous highs. So we'll see where this thing goes. NASDAQ very much sideways. We've been sideways now almost for the entire week. Which, maybe we need some of these news events that are happening later this week to come out before we really get a bigger move. ES, kind of the same thing. It's really been kind of sideways, and here in the afternoon we've slid lower. So, maybe we're looking at, something like, falling below these major levels here, and obviously here. Do we see further downside? We'll see. Not convinced. I'm not convinced either way. Dow Jones we looked at, and then the Russell has also, I thought, man, we really have a chance to get to break higher here. And this was something I really noticed as well. I marked this, and maybe I should have had this level up here. In fact, I did have it up here a few days ago. But I basically had from here to here as one level, area, not a level, but one area. And I moved it to this high right here. You can see that little candle high. And the reason for this is the overnight wick high that we saw. And we had this occurring on the Russell. We had it occurring on the NASDAQ. Let me get to the right screen. Right here we have it on the NASDAQ. We also had it on ES. Right there we have it on ES. And so I adjusted that this morning on the Russell. I adjusted to that point. Now, had I left it up higher, matter of fact, let's just do this, and I'll show you what that looks like. Let's paste it. This is how I do the levels. But if I take these highs, and if I would have taken something like that, for example, now let's take a look at what the Russell looks like today. So if I do that, I probably don't even take this trade here in the afternoon. Doesn't really change anything earlier in the day, but it's kind of interesting how I was eyeballing that here this afternoon here just a few minutes ago, kind of looking at that saying, was that a significant level there in play or was it not? I'm okay with where I left it, and that's how we read the charts and how we set levels, but sometimes you win and sometimes you don't. We've definitely kind of bled lower, and I don't know, are we going to lose out those yesterday, Monday highs, or let's see, this would be Friday's highs. Do we take out the Friday overnight highs, or we fall down below? I've seen some good. I was really hopeful that as we got above these areas on the Russell, that we would see things move back higher on the small caps, but it's not happening. It's just not happening. So I got caught today. That's all there is to it. I got caught today, and my Apex account suffered. I'm really kind of curious to see what happens with this 90. What the scoop is? Is it just a glitch in the system? Is it some error and it's back? Do we have it? I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, that's the long and the short of today. So again, just want to say thanks for following along. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for using code BCT with Apex. Not Apex. I'm used to saying Apex. Don't have an Apex affiliate anymore. But Take Profit Trader, Lucid, QuantGuard. I love QuantGuard. I can't say enough good things about QuantGuard. TradeZella, affordable indicators, the chart trader, and the dashboard that I use. I really like that very well. So appreciate you guys supporting the channel, using that stuff. And again, just thanks for following along. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you guys had a better day. Let me know how you did today. Today was an ugly, ugly price action day. Let me know how you did. And keep your head on straight, and we'll catch up with you on the next one. All right. Take care, and so long.